Hey, English 111, here for your weekly video. And you guys have a big week ahead of you. This week you are writing your rough draft of your literary analysis paper. So it's a big deal. Last week you guys should have submitted your thesis and outline. Your outline is the blueprint for your rough draft. So now it's just time for you to actually get to writing. I am posting a PDF for you, and the PDF is going to be for you to help you organize your paper. So the PDF gives you a graphic organizer to create your introductory paragraph. And then it also gives you a graphic organizer to help you create the subsequent paragraphs that would follow. There's only 3 there, but obviously you'll have more than 3 paragraphs in your paper. But it shows you how the setup for your paragraphs should be, and I'm going to go over that in just a minute. So when you write your paper, you have a thesis statement already written. Hopefully you have revised the one that you submitted to me this week, because I gave you guys feedback on Monday. That's in Moodle. So where you submitted it, I gave you feedback on your thesis statements. So make sure you read that feedback and you revise your thesis as needed. Your thesis should be the last 2 sentences of your introductory paragraph. And the way that the graphic organizer is set up, it helps you to do that. Okay, so you put your thesis at the bottom of this little V. You put it right at the bottom, and then above it, you have some background information, and then the first sentence of your paper should be like essentially what is the topic of your paper, right? Without saying the topic of this paper is, okay? So if my topic is how racism affects dreams or the achievement of dreams, then I may say something about, a basic sentence about racism or a basic sentence about dreams, okay, in that topic sentence. So, you guys are writing a paper this week. That's what you're doing. And I give you lots of resources to use to help you to do that. So it's imperative that you review those resources. So you're writing a literary analysis essay. Remember that the purpose of this essay is to analyze the literature. So you have to make note of the play and the author in your opening paragraph in your thesis statement, okay? So you're answering the 2 questions, which I talked about in my other videos as well. What is the author trying to do, and how is she doing it? Okay, that should be in your thesis, and that's in the video from last week too. So that's the purpose of the whole paper. So in your outline, whatever you had for Roman numeral 1, that is your first thing that you're going to write about after you write your intro paragraph. So you write your intro paragraph, and then the next sentence is a topic sentence for whatever the first paragraph of Roman numeral 1 is on your outline. The outline is used as a guide or a blueprint for you to write your entire paper, and that is how you write the paper, okay? So use your outline. You don't say, I don't know what to do next. I don't know what to write next. What are you talking about in your outline, okay? Knowing that, Roman numeral is not a paragraph, it is a main topic, so it's multiple paragraphs on that topic, okay? And it's broken up with your A's and your B's. That's the purpose of the outline. So hopefully you did a good job on your outline and you're in a strong point to write, or strong situation to write your paper. Okay. So I posted for you guys a literary analysis MLA presentation. It's really important that you go through this PowerPoint. This PowerPoint is going to tell you my expectations for the paper. Okay. So it reviews to you what is MLA format. Again, so this is a big part of a big component of your paper grading is that you're using MLA format. So make sure that all of the things that are listed there are happening. It tells you exactly what is a literary analysis, paper expectations and tips, okay, the body of your paper, And in the body of your paper it says, be sure each paragraph has a topic sentence, be sure that it has a transition sentence, be sure that you're citing evidence from the play and the scholarly articles that you researched, and make sure you're citing it properly. And that graphic organizer, that PDF that I gave you, shows you how to do that, so make sure you're doing that. Academic writing tells you these things are really important, okay? So, no personal pronouns in this paper. Do not use you, me, we, our, I, none of those. No personal pronouns. Do not use contractions, so you spell them out. Instead of writing wasn't, you write was not. Do not ask questions in the paper. You should be making statements. Any numbers that you use under 100, they should be spelled out. Do not start or end your paragraph with a quote. If you're using the graphic organizer that I provided, then you should have a topic sentence to start a paragraph and a transition sentence to end every paragraph. And your quotes should not be back to back because you're analyzing these quotes. So your words should surround every single quote. For citations, you guys gotta make sure you're citing your work. That is the biggest issue that I have with papers, is that people do not cite their work, or they do not have a works cited page or something to that effect. If you turn in a paper with no works cited page or without in-text citations, it is an automatic 25 out of 100 and F. I don't even read it. I won't read the paper without it. So it's imperative that you have those things present. And I give you some resources on that. Make sure your works cited page is done correctly. So use the PowerPoint that I provided. Okay. Something that I want you to realize in regard to citations. And if you have Moodle open, follow along with me. If you don't have Moodle open, pause me and open up Moodle and go to this week. Okay, so there is a resource for you, and it says, it's a URL, and it says MLA Works Cited Page Sample. Click on it and open it up. I'm going to talk to you about what these citations are, okay? So, what we do with MLA format is an in-text parenthetical citation. What that means is it's in parentheses, and it goes right inside of our paper right after we either quote, summarize, or paraphrase a source, okay? So please understand that you need to cite a source even if you're not quoting them, but if you're getting your idea from them and you're summarizing their ideas, you need to cite it in text. And a parenthetical citation means that you have parentheses directly after your summary or quote or paraphrase. What you can remember, an easy way to know what you need to do for your in-text citation is you complete your works cited page first. So you have a complete full works cited. So I'm looking now at the MLA cited works cited page from Purdue OWL, okay? The first thing listed is Dean Cornelia. It's an article from the New York Times. I can tell it's an article because it's in quotation marks and it says it's published by the New York Times, right? They accessed it online, so the link is provided and the date that they accessed it. That's the full citation that goes on your works cited page. What you would put in text is in parentheses, you would put the first word or couple of words that shows up on your works cited page. You might want to write that down. The first word or couple of words that shows up on your works cited page. So, when I look at this citation, Dean Cornelia, there are no page numbers listed, so I know that there's no access to page number. So the only thing that should be in that parentheses is the first word because it's an author's last name, Dean. Parenthesis, Dean, parenthesis, period, ends the sentence. Okay, that's my citation. And your citation always ends the sentence or the thought. So the period goes after the citation, not inside the quotation marks, not before the citation, after it. All right, I'm skipping down some. Go to An Inconvenient Truth. That's a movie, right? So we're citing that movie. Notice that the first thing listed is the movie title, which means that is what's going inside of my parentheses. The first word or couple of words is what goes inside of the parentheses. So for this, it's a movie title, so I would put a parentheses, write an inconvenient truth, parentheses. An inconvenient truth should be in italics, just like it is on this works cited page. Period always goes after the citation. If you look at Milken Michael et al. Et al. Means and others. It's Latin. And that tells me there's more than one author and there's more than 3 authors. So if there's 3 authors or less, I would write all 3 authors. If there's more than 3, I would write the words et al. And what goes in my parentheses for my in-text citation? Milken et al. Parentheses. Period after the citation. If you go down underneath Nordis William, you'll see there's no author's name. And then there's in quotation marks, global warming economics, right? So that is an article title. There is no author. So because there is no author, I'm going to put the article title in the parentheses because it's short. It's only 3 words. If it was a longer article, I would take the first couple of words from the title and that's all I would put in there. Enough to identify the source. So I'm putting parentheses, global warming economics. It's in quotation marks on my works cited page. So it goes in quotation marks in my parentheses. This does have page numbers. It says pages 1280, 384. So whatever page I got the information from or the quote from, I include in my text, in the in-text citation. No punctuation. So it's just global warming economics in quotation marks and then 1283. Okay, I don't write P, I don't put a comma, I don't put a P period number sign, just the page number. So that's the relationship that you need to know. When you have a works cited page with your fully completed works or citations, you should be able to create in-text citations from that information. That will be on your final. So on your final exam, I will provide you with a works cited page and I will ask you to create the in-text citations. And I will expect to see both parentheses, the information that goes inside of it, and the period at the end, because we always put a period at the end. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to make sure I talked about that a little bit in lecture so you understood it better than just reading about it. There's an MLA sample formatted paper. Please use that link and read the notes and know exactly what the expectations are for your paper, okay? It's important. So what are you going to do this week? You are going to use all of the resources and then you are going to actually write your paper in MLA format. It needs to be complete, meaning 1,000 to 1,250 words, a works cited page, in-text citations, all of those things. The reason it's a rough draft is because you're going to work on making it better. You're not going to work on making it longer, okay? It's a complete paper, and you're going to work on making it better based on the suggestions you get from your peer editor, okay? So what are you going to submit this week? You are going to submit a journal. That's your attendance assignment. And then you are going to submit to the Peer Edit Forum your paper. So you will create a thread and put your name and your paper or whatever, name and paper topic, whatever you want to do, and upload Microsoft Word format only. If you do it in something else, you will not get a grade for completing a rough draft. Microsoft Word only. And that's what you upload to the forum. That's all I'm asking for. All right, you'll do that by Sunday night, 11:55 p.m. If it's late, it will lose points. So be advised that you need to get it turned in on time, okay? We have semester break next week. So Monday, March 4th and Tuesday, March 5th, the college is closed. I will assign you guys a peer editor partner based on who turns in their papers. By the time I check it, I'll be at work on the 5th, so I'll probably go ahead and assign them on the 5th. And then you are expected to use the peer edit checklist. You are to download, and I'll explain this next week, your peer's paper, use the insert comment function, and complete a peer edit worksheet. And I'll talk about that next week. So this week, you're writing your paper. So make sure that you pay attention to all of the resources. If you have questions, shoot me an email. And, you know, if you want to use Grammarly, that's great. Definitely use Grammarly before you turn in your final draft. Make sure you email me with questions, and I will help you as best I can. Happy writing.